Okay, am I audible? Let me know. Yamini, Pratibha, Bindu. Yeah. So, you know, central government has initiated a proposal to amend the livestock products bill, but because of the criticism and protest from animal rights activities, the draft proposal was put to an end. The new bill wanted to permit the export of live animals, including dogs and cats. It is the reason why these people opposed. Okay? Yeah. And even the aim of the government to draft the existing law was to involve in the concept of hygiene, because if you import or export anything which is unsafe for human consumption, it will have adverse impact. So the bill wanted to aim that also, but because of the criticism, and even as in the coming days you are having the elections, definitely all the governments will be alert accordingly. Central government. So this bill, livestock and livestock product importation and exportation bill 2023, was put to an end, and it was prepared by the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairy Farming, comma Ministry of Fisheries, etc., because they are the nodal agencies with regard to this issue. Actually, now the Livestock Importation Act 1898 is prevailing. The Old Age Act, almost all, nearly more than 120 years. That is a problem with India. All colonial era laws are still in operation. Everything has changed. Our culture changed. Food habits changed. Of course, food habits are part of culture. Everything changed, but still we are following many outdated acts, including the Sedition Act, Section 124A. Yeah, and of course, this 1898 Act was amended in 2001, and it led to the inclusion of import of livestock products, meat and meat products. But the new bill wanted to allow export of live animals, including dogs and cats, everything. And here, the old bill used to regulate only importation of the livestock. And the amended Act 2001, it also empowered the center to regulate, restrict, or prohibit the trade of any livestock product that may be liable to affect human or animal health. So here, to some extent, they have considered the health of the people. And I told you what is the need. The need is, it is 125-year old law, and even they wanted to consider the sanitary and phytosanitary measures and its extent allocation of business rules 1961. And why this draft bill was opposed? Animal rights organization have said that the draft will open a Pandora's box of cruelties of animals. See, suppose if that dog belongs to India, or to a owner, actually it will be accustomed to a nature, the house, the corridor, the garden, and his friend cat, okay, and even neighbor dog, neighbor cat. They will have their own ecosystem. Once that animal is kept away from that ecosystem, it will be subjected to, lot of issues, including the, psychological issues. Take the example of the intermediate students for the first time who are joined in the corporate colleges in the hostels. You can see many people will commit suicide time and again. The same thing may happen. So, yeah, allowing the live export of animals from India is a free pass for the abuse of millions of animals farmed for food and other uses. So, automatically, government put an end to this system. So, actually, in the UPSC mains, you are having a syllabus, economics of cattle rearing. Economics of cattle rearing. So this time mains, you may encounter this question. So if that bill was passed, what was so whether it is benefit for India or not? Critically examine. You have to write both. Yes, my dears. Then next is the prehistoric rock paintings. The problem with the current affairs and subject is every week or every fortnight, archaeological excavations are revealing some or other facts. In the last class, we have discussed about the artifacts excavated in Tamil Nadu, cells, and also Minher and megalith. Last class. So here you are having a news with regard to unearthing of Mesolithic period rock painting, which was found at Orvakallu village in Guntur district in Andhra Pradesh. Don't get confused with the Orvakallu. Even very near to Kurnool, you are having Orvakallu, where the Kurnool airport is located at Orvakallu, if I am not wrong. So, a Mesolithic period rock painting depicting a person tilling a piece of land has been found in Orvakallu village in Guntur district, Andhra Pradesh. See, actually, what happened? You are having Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, Neolithic age, Chalcolithic age. We have studied that agriculture was practiced in the Neolithic age. The man started practicing agriculture in the Neolithic age. So here, this Mesolithic period wrong painting depicting a person tilling a piece of land has been found in Orvakallu village. So there are traces. There might be traces, some sort of practice of agriculture. See, generally, everything will not come all of a sudden. Do you get the subject all of a sudden? Even after some time also, you will not get the subject. After some long time, you will get the command. Only after 1 month, you will come to know what we have to study, what is the subject. But you people want everything instantaneously. That is not possible. So what I mean to say is such kind of excavations may question the validity of the earlier excavations. I mean, we will get confused what we have to write in the examination. So this Mesolithic painting, at least AP people should remember this. Now, so we have discussed in the last class what is prehistory. So prehistory is the period where you are not having written evidences or script-based evidences. With the help of artifacts, we will conclude the history. Now, of course, I will repeat. The term prehistory refers to distant past when there was no paper or language, and hence painting and drawing were the oldest and forms practiced by human beings to express themselves using the cave walls as their canvas. Okay? Now, so this is a fact. Try to remember. The first discovery of rock painting was made in India in 1867-68 by an archaeologist, Archibald Carlier. So this kind of things you may encounter because it is not mentioned in our routine history books, because I will go through many number of history books. Of course, there are a number of books. I mean, for nobody it is possible to go through all the books, but in the books which I had gone through, I could not find this fact. Archibald Carriel, 12 years before the discovery of Altamira in Spain. Very nice fact. Of course, I will forward this PDF by changing its color or something like that one. Now, so of course, in our routine classes, we have discussed lower Paleolithic age, middle Paleolithic age, and upper Paleolithic age. So what these people are saying that, see, we have discussed in our routine classes at Bimbetka, we have encountered paintings belonging to the Mesolithic period. Bimbetka caves. And even in the UPSC mains class in the evening, which I am taking for totally mains class, I told about the painting belonging to the lower Paleolithic age. Even you can see in the PDF which I had forwarded. So paintings, linear representations of animal and human figures. And when you come to the, Mesolithic, smaller in size with hunting scenes and predominating. And Mesolithic rock paintings in Guntur, made with natural white kaolin and red ochre pigments. Of course, they have used the colored stones. And even ochre, it is nothing but a type of mud. Prominent location, MP, Uttar Pradesh, and when you come to the Mesolithic age, Langanj, Langnaj, Gujarat, Bhimbetka, we have discussed Adamgarh, and when you come to the Mesolithic rock paintings, as far as our Telugu regions are concerned, it is in Guntur. Okay, so here when you come to the Upper Paleolithic age, daily life events to sacred and royal images. The nationalistic style for animals, stylistic for humans. Now depict social life and culture, man tilling the land. This is the painting. I don't know whether you are just with few lines. This is a plowshare. It is a plowshare. Man tilling the land. See, actually, we cannot say that in this period man has practiced agriculture just by concluding that he used some sort of thing to till the land. See, the man was food gatherer. The man was food gatherer. He might have tilled this land to gather some roots or even insects also. Even in the modern period also, they will make some small holes to collect the insects. See, in the lower Paleolithic age or middle, you are having various types of instruments. Borers, something like javelin, we have discussed everything in the routine classes. That were used for cutting of trees, even to dig a small piece, a small amount of earth also, to collect some roots. Who knows? So, in my opinion, he tills the land not to cultivate, but to collect some or other roots. It is my personal opinion. Of course, I am not historian. Okay? Yes. Now, star rating registration process. The government, the Ministry of Coal has announced the start of the star rating registration process for coal and lignite mines for this year, based on many parameters, especially taking into account the ecological concerns. If a mine is there, it is concentrating more on ecological concerns and quality, etc., etc. Then that mine will be given the 5-star rating. If it is bad, 0-star or 1-star. Yes. The Ministry of Coal, just now I told you. See, coal and lignite. Lignite is also a form of coal, but we will definitely separate them. Coal and lignite. And one mines in India, lignite mines are famous for the resource of lignite. Almost all in Southern Asia, they are having largest resources, largest reserves of lignite. What is that? Yes, Swati, Bindu, Bhagavati. It is Neyveli lignite. So Neyveli, which are found at the Tamil Nadu, Neyveli lignite mines. Neyveli. Okay? Neyveli. Yes, it is a public sector enterprise. See, it aims to promote competitiveness. See, competitiveness is important. If a student is able to read, you should feel why you are not reading. I appreciate many of my students who will read in a proper manner, but few students are not up to the mark. Okay? It aims to promote competitiveness and sustainable mining. This is very important. Now, everything, whatever you are doing, it should be sustainable. Even your studies also. On the first day, you will come to the class before the class timing. Second day, 10 minutes late. Third day, Nobody will come. It has become a routine process after COVID-19. Before COVID-19, no question of such thing. Seats full and students full and everything full. Yes, ticket just for fun. By evaluating mines based on key parameters such as mining operations, environmental impact, technology adoption, I told you the importance of technology adoption is we can use the resources in a judicious manner. If you use the modern inverter ACs, the power bill will reduce by 25%. Yes, that is the importance of application of technology. And even we are going class online. It is because of technology. We are having internet, we are having camera, we are having digital board, and all of our students are maybe on the bed or maybe on the sofa or divan. Who knows? Just they will wake up at 9 o'clock and they will start their phone. And I will think that, yeah, Bhagavati is active, Varsha is active, Swati is active. Yes, just for fun. And economic performance, that is very important. What is economic performance means? Economic performance means input to output is very important. That is the meaning of economic performance. Now, why Kolar and Hatti mines? Why Kolar and Hatti mines? We are not involved in mining. Kolar and Hatti mines are famous for gold. Why we are not involving in mining? Because it is not economically viable. If gold becomes 1 lakh, then maybe, who knows, it may not be possible. By that period, cost of inputs like labor, power bill also increases. Now, take the example of Karnataka. So, industrial organizations are protesting as the government of Karnataka increase the power bill. Because for industry, it is the main input. Yes, no issue. So, okay. Now, this initiative seeks to enhance the overall performance and sustainability of coal and lignite mining in the country. And you know, coal, as far as India is concerned, coal is classified into 4 types based on the carbon content. What is the first coal? I hope everybody has forgot. Anthracite, followed by bituminous, then lignite, peat. And this anthracite will have more carbon content. It will have the metallic cluster and followed by the bituminous. Okay. And this bituminous is widely used in manufacture of coke. Coke means not your soft drink. Yes, Aparna. What is coke? Coke is when coal is subjected to heating in the absence of air. What happens? Moisture will escape and even inorganic matter will also convert into the carbon. Because if inorganic matter is in the coal, it will reduce its calorific value. Some metallurgical process require huge calorific value, which is found in the coke. So we will convert bituminous into coke. And lignite, it is the inferior coal available in the Tamil Nadu, and peat is still inferior. And when you come to India, which the coal formed in which age is in more extent? The coal formed in which age is more in extent? Yeah. The coal formed in Gondwana age, more than 90% of India's coal belong to the Gondwana period. And even in India, coal is also formed in Mesozoic and Tertiary age. And when you come to the Chotanagpur Plateau, it is called as Ruhr of India. It is called as Ruhr of India because it is rich in the Gondwana coal, and the same thing with the Ruhr Valley of Germany and France. Okay? Now, it is with regard to the coal. And even this coke is also used as the catalyst. Okay? Now, you know which public sector unit is the largest producer of coal in India? Which public sector unit is the largest producer of coal in India? Yes, Coal India Limited is the largest producer of coal in India. So, what happened in recent days? Competition Commission of India, Competition Commission of India imposed a penalty of 591 crores. Of course, time and again, see, you may get a question whether public sector units come under the purview of Competition Commission India or not. Definitely. Competition Commission of India is a public sector. So, what is the duty of the Competition Commission of India? The duty of the Competition Commission of India is to see there will be a healthy competition. It will encourage the ethical business. Ethical business. It will not allow the amalgamations and mergers, which will have adverse impact on the market, especially consumer. If say two pharma companies are manufacturing the same item AA, only in India these two pharma companies are manufacturing the item. Now these both are having the competition. If these two companies get amalgamated, no competition. The price of that drug will increase like anything. And what is the parent? What is the parent, or what is the old concept which dealt such kind of issues before the establishment of Competition Commission of India? Yeah. So before you are answering, so before I ask you the question, our students became well versed with my attitude, how I will ask the questions. Okay? Yes, my dears. It is the MRTP Act, Monopoly Restrictive Trade Practices, 1969. That was put to an end, and you are having Competition Commission of India. Of course, even in the last 2 or 3 months ago, it has also penalized the Google. Okay? Yes. See, because it it said that CIL was found to be supplying lower quality coal at higher prices and imposing opaque conditions in the contracts. Inferior coal, if you order through online, uh, sometimes you may get good food, but sometimes you will not get good food. But nobody will care. What we will do? We will not have the time to fight with that person. Yeah. Previously, Supreme Court ruled that CIL cannot be exempted from the Competition Act, emphasizing the need for fair competition and non-discrimination. The judgment reaffirms the principle of competitive neutrality. Even PSU should be brought under the purview of the Competition Commission. Now, Center to integrate child helpline with emergency response support system, because this phone number is always busy. Suppose if any child is facing some sort of crime, then automatically the phone will be diverted to the ERSS 112. So you can write such kind of things in steps taken by the government for the welfare of child or for the security of the child. Because in your UPSC mains and TSPSC mains, you are having the rights issue. Now APPSC, TSPSC, UPSC, all papers same toughness. same toughness, everything same. Yes. The Ministry of Women and Child Development in India has decided to integrate the Women's Helpline and Child Helpline service with the Emergency Response Support System 112 as part of One Nation, One Helpline vision. The Childline Service, which provides emergency outreach services for children in crisis, will now be accessible by dialing a 4-digit toll-free number 1098 that connects to the ERSS 112. That is sufficient. Of course, I don't know whether they will ask that number or not. Yes. Now, time and again, World Health Organization will recommend many standards, especially dietary standards or food standards. In the recent days, it has made a recommendation with regard to minimum dietary diversity. See, after 6 or 8 months, only breastfeeding for child will not be sufficient. So they have to be supplemented with other food items. So it recommended to have a diversified food basket, and even it also said that if that food basket is not diverse, the child will undergo the problem of malnutrition, and it will have a long-lasting effect. See, if you in your child days you are not fed well, automatically you will not have healthy growth. The problem in India is we are having some issues. So don't think, otherwise. The people who are poor will spend more for liquor or consumption rather getting a milk packet or a half kg dal to his child. You can see the rush in front of liquor shops. True or false? So they will say that as we work, we need that. I think it is not the proper reason to consume the liquor. Okay? Yes. So, in India, major chunk of the child population is facing the issue of malnutrition. Minimum dietary refers to a recommendation standard set by the WHO for children aged 6 to 23 months. It suggests that during the previous day or within 24 hours, children should consume foods and beverages from at least 5 of the 8 defined food groups. Like in our childhood days, we will have a chart in the classroom showing the balanced diet: fish, milk, vegetables. We used to see in our childhood days, 3rd class. That is true. If you consume only idli will not supply you the required vitamins. You have to consume everything. Of course, that is not a problem for you. Overconsumption is the issue with you. Yes. It aims to ensure that children receive a diverse range of nutrients, no doubt in it. India has a significantly low proportion of children who meet MDD. Out of 100, only 15 are getting the diversified diet. So to address this, of course, even many state governments like Tamil Nadu, even they are providing the breakfast also. If you go to Andhra Pradesh, you are having a scheme, if I am not wrong, which is the name of Jagananna Gorumudda, if I am not wrong. Even in Telangana, you are having Mr. KCR's Balamruta. Balamrutam. Yes. Okay. Poor quality diets, for the first 2 years of life can have a long-lasting effect. I told you just now. And even they will have less mental growth. And they will, in course of time, they will be subjected to social exclusion, which is inhuman. So, what is the diversified diet? It is common: breast milk, grain products, vegetables, pulses, nuts, dairy products, flesh, vitamin A, etc. Now, Entrepreneurship for women. The UN Development Program and the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Urban Livelihood Mission, Day NULM, have partnered to empower women entrepreneurs. So, because when you come to the gender gap index, the rank of India is very bad. We are very near to the last rank rather than the first rank. Even our adjoining neighbors are doing well compared to the most advanced country, India. Why I am saying most advanced country? In the purchasing power, we are in third position. And India is having third largest automobile market. Okay? And if Indian government will pass an act saying that 15 years old vehicles will be scrapped, then India will become the world's largest automobile market. The problem in India is we will use the vehicles, even we are having buses whose age is more than my age, that is 50 years. Yeah, you can see Vespa 150 on the roads of Hyderabad. Vespa 150. The manufacturing was ended in 1970. I was born in 1972. You can see that Vespa 150 on the roads. If the central government takes that policy, scrapping of the old vehicles policy, then automatically India will become the largest automobile market in the world. Yes. It aimed to empower women to make well-informed career choices in the field of entrepreneurship. It will provide support to women starting or expanding their enterprises in sectors such as care economy, care economy, daycare, old care, etc. Digital economy, electric mobility, waste management, and food packing. All are the almost all sunrise industries, no doubt in it. Now, food packaging has become very important as everybody is busy. They are not having time to cook. You will find everything ready made. Everything ready made. Within 5 minutes, you can complete your lunch and dinner. Just if you cook the white rice, super refined carbohydrate. Yes. Now, US FDI in India. And the last class we have discussed foreign direct investment, foreign portfolio investment, foreign institutional investment, etc. See, from which country? One question. One question. From which country India is having large amount of foreign portfolio investment value? I told in the last class what is meant by foreign portfolio investment. From which country India is having huge chunk of foreign portfolio investments? Such kind of questions you may encounter. It is USA. It is USA. Yes. What are FDI and FPI? We have discussed. FPI we have discussed. The trend of FDI and FPI to the US. The average annual US FDI flows into India have risen from $2.7 billion to $8.7 billion in the past 4 years. Because, of course, even earlier governments also took such positive steps. Our rank in ease of doing business has increased. Understand? And to some extent, few stocks in India, they are less valued. The other thing, even Indian bonds, which are 100% guaranteed by Government of India, will fetch them an interest of 5%, whereas in the US, they will not fetch any interest. All this made India a better destination for their investments. Indian outward investment in the US has increased from an average 1.7 billion to 3.2. Even our investments in US also increased, but not in par with the US FDI because it is too much. Okay? Now, the USC is the largest foreign portfolio investor in India, accounting for 38% of India's FPI holdings. See why I am saying this means you go through the last year UPSC prelims paper, of course, last month, if I am not wrong, and even last year's, even last but 1 years. The questions from economics are in depth, and 4 or 5 questions are related directed to the such kind of investments and capital markets. Just they are giving that kind of questions only. Yes. Now, in terms of trade, India exports more to the US than it imports. Major exports might be, software, which are called as the invisibles. No doubt in it. And what is meant by merchandise trade? It is a trade of commodities. That is called as merchandise trade. Okay. In terms of trade, India exports more to the US than it imports, with exports reaching 79 billion and imports at 50 billion in 2022-23. Imports from US include crude, petroleum products, and coal. Exports from India include pharmaceutical and cotton garments. Now, what is precision fermentation? Even I had discussed this in the long back classes. What is precision fermentation? Anybody? We have discussed in the last classes. So nobody is revising. That is common. Okay? Yes. Precision fermentation is nothing but making of proteins, animal-based proteins in the lab. See, proteins are more in milk or something like some other items. So we are making that. We have making that in the labs or in the factories. And even in the last classes, I told about the leather. Leather. It is some sort of leather made from the plants. We have discussed in the last classes. Yeah. R2 is a biomanufacturing facility in Karnataka known for its precision fermentation technology. It produces proteins without the need for traditional livestock farming. Because, of course, we cannot set aside the livestock farming, but still, this livestock farming may pose threat in course of time. It may face food crisis, and even they are releasing the methane, etc., offering potential benefits such as reduced greenhouse gas emissions, land conservation, and a decrease in animal cruelty. So without killing animals, you can get the desired proteins. But you people will not enjoy that. Precise fermentation involves using microbes to produce proteins by giving them genetic instructions. Of course, I am not the right person to teach it. The science sir will teach it in a better manner. And when he will come, you should ask in this concept in your routine classes. This process allows for the production of various proteins used in pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, food, ranging from milk proteins and enzymes for cheese to components of human breast milk. Significance, of course, it will give the food security and opportunities, new opportunities, etc. That is mentioned in. But the problem is, it seems that the cost of these fermented proteins is too high, and everybody is cost effective. So automatically, they will not get desired demand unless and until they involve in R&D to see that the price of this, the price of this kind of proteins will decrease. Okay? Yes. Now, State Selection Commission. Why it is in news? Because a issue arises in the West Bengal, and whether the State Election Commission was mentioned in the original constitution which came into force on January 26, 1950 or not. No. State Election Commission came into effect by 73rd Amendment Act, and the powers and functions of State Election Commission are dealt by which article? The powers and function of State Election Commission are uh, dealt by which article? Yes. Varsha. Varsha is correct. Varsha, Aparna, Bindu. 243K. Okay. So actually, Constitution has not dealt with the State Election Commission. Of course, you are having the Election Commission of India. Before 73rd Amendment, even the election to the local self-governing bodies were undertaken by the Election Commission of India. Now, after 73rd Amendment, you are having an organization at state level called as the State Election Commission, whose duty is to conduct free and fair election to the local self-governing bodies like municipalities and panchayats. Yes. So, West Bengal Governor C.V. Anand blamed the Chief Election Commission accountable for the violence occurring during the ongoing panchayat polls, because there is a tussle between the BJP and the Mamata Banerjee government. And even before C.V. Anand, you were having the Jagdeep Dhankar. Now he is the Honorable Vice President of India. Even there was conflict between Mamata Banerjee and Jagdeep Dhankar sir. Okay? Yes. Okay. Now, when you come to the State Election Commission, he is appointed by the Governor of the state on the recommendation of the Chief Minister. That is not Chief Minister, the State Cabinet. But they cannot remove him. The State Election Commission can be removed in the manner how the High Court judge is removed, and his conditions are similar to the judge of a High Court. You please remember that. Now, appointed by the Governor, Article 243K, Clause 1, it wastes the superintendent's direction and control of the preparation of rolls to conduct the election to the local self-governing bodies. Now, 243K1, for municipalities it is 243ZA as far as electoral rolls are concerned, and tenure is dealt by Article 243K, Clause 2. And removal, just now I told you, in the manner like the judge of a High Court. Now, issues, as he is appointed by the state government, he will always favor the state government. They are common issues. And see, only the bureaucrats who are favorable to the state government are appointed. Automatically, they will always see that the ruling party will win over the local self-governing elections, which is against the concept of free and fair elections. So these kind of things, they are very important for the mains. Even you may encounter this question in the coming mains with regard to the powers of State Election Commission. Yes. Conflict with state government. In Maharashtra, the then State Election Commissioner Nandlal was arrested and sent to jail for 2 days in March after the assembly found him guilty of breach of privilege in an alleged conflict over his jurisprudence and powers. So, time and again, it is said that they are acting in a partisan power, or they are involved in nepotism. Whatever may be the case, you can write. So in course of time, many recommendations were forwarded by Supreme Court and also Law Commission and Administrative Reforms Commission. Supreme Court in 2021 ruled that serving bureaucrats must not be appointed as election commissioners to ensure that the independence of the office of the election commissioner is not compromised. Okay? The second ARC. Who is the chairman of second ARC? Second Administrative Reforms Commission. Who is the chairman of second ARC? Veerappa Moily was the chairman of second ARC, second Administrative Reforms Commission. Okay, who is the chairman of the first ARC? Who is the chairman of first Administrative Reforms Commission? Yes, Swati, Varsha, Himabindu, Aparna, Morarji Desai. Remember, first ARC, Morarji Desai, second ARC, Veerappa Moily. The people who want to have command and governance, they should read the recommendations of ARC. Yes. The second ARC suggests that the state election commissioner should be appointed by the governor based on the recommendation of a collegium consisting of chief minister, the speaker of the state legislative assembly, and the leader of the opposition in the state legislative assembly. So 3 members should recommend. But it is of no use because chief minister and speaker of the state legislature will be same party. What the single opposition leader will do? Yeah. Second ARC proposes the establishment of an institutional mechanism to facilitate the coordination, sharing of experiences between Election Commission of India and State Election Commission. Yes, sharing of experience is very, very important. Even you people should share the subject. Likewise, many of our students are sending some questions in the WhatsApp, in our WhatsApp group, Varsha in particular, time and again. You can send something, we can share. If you share, like manner, you will understand the subject very easily, and you will remember that. Because but few people are not even answering that questions. Only 1 or 2 members are active. No issue. Now, Law Commission, time and again, Law Commission will give the reports. The report recommends adding a new subclass to Article 324, that is Election Commission of India, similar to the Lok Sabha Rajya Sabha Secretary. And so, what they are saying, they are asking to establish a secretariat for the State Election Commission. Okay, now Global Gender Gap Report 2023. Just now I told you the rank of India is very near to the last rather than the first. According to the Annual Gender Gap Report 2023, 17th edition of the World Economic Forum, who will give World Economic Forum, India was ranked 127 out of 146, just 19 places, if I am not wrong, away from the least. So you can use this report in the social issues with regard to the women. Okay? But now, in India, the condition has increased at all levels. Their number in the primary education level, their number in the secondary education level, at higher education level. Of course, at higher education level, it is said that the women entrants are very less. But still, overall, since few years, they are faring well. But as far as the politics is concerned, in AP and Telangana, 50% of the, representative institutions in local self-governing bodies are reserved for women. That is good. In other states also, 33% they have, reserved for the women because it is mandatory. But if you take the example of state legislatures and Indian Parliament, their percentage is very, very less. Take the example of Indian Parliament, you can see very less number. In spite of their population in India is 50%. Okay? Yes. But good thing, an improvement of 8 places from last year. At least we should feel happy. What things they will consider in giving this index? Earned income, wage equality for similar work. Even our constitution has guaranteed equal wage. Article 14, right to equality. Professional and technical workers, legislators, senior officials and managers. Here in the legislatures, the number is very bad as far as India is concerned. I think it is the main reason why we are having the bad rank. Labor force participation rate. Here we are having some issues. See, if you go to the rural areas, women will work, but their work is not considered. Even it is not easy to perform the duties of a housewife, but they are not considered as participating in the labor force. That is the issue with India. And political empowerment, years with female, male head of the state. Women in ministerial position, very less. Take the example of state chief minister. How many state chief ministers? See how many states are in India? We are having 28 states. Based on population, at least 14 states should have the women chief ministers. How many state chief ministers are women in India? Tell me. How many state chief ministers are women in India? Out of 28, how many state chief ministers are women in India? Gujarat, not now. Only one. Only one. It is sufficient to have a bad gender gap index. The same case with the Council of Ministers at central and state level. Yeah. Now, and women in local government bodies is good. At least 33% Constitution has mandated. And state like AP and Telangana, we have given 50%. Now, educational attainment from starting to ending, from LKG to the higher education. Health and survival, sex ratio at birth. The child sex ratio in India is very bad. And healthy life expectancy, of course, in India, women are having, if I am not wrong, more life expectancy than the men. But I think these parameters are ruining the rank of India. No doubt, out of 28 states, only one CM is the woman. Yes. Okay? It is an annual index because you will get the statements whether it is given annually or quinquennial or decadal, etc. It is an annual index first published in 2006 by the World Economic Forum to measure gender equality. It assesses countries on how well they are dividing their resources among men and women. It serves as a catalyst for greater awareness. Highlights of 2023. First country is the Iceland. All Scandinavian countries will have the best rank. First Iceland, second Norway, third Finland. No country has yet achieved full gender parity. For the 14th consecutive year, Iceland 91.2% takes the top position. It also continues to be the only country to have closed more than 90% of its gender gap. Gender parity in Europe, 76.3, surpasses the parity level in North America, 75%. Europe is better than America. This year to rank first of 8 geographic regions. Sub-Saharan Africa ranks 6, 68.2%, slightly below the global weighted average source, 68.3. South Asia, 63.4%, overtakes the Middle East and North Africa. Okay? And I told you about the rank of India. Now, performance of India. The country had improved by 1.4 percentage points and 8 positions since the last edition and had closed 64.3% of the overall gender gap. The country had attained parity in enrollment across all levels of education. I told you, in education we had fared well, but in the political representation, our rank is bad. Now see, India has registered 25.3% parity with women representing 15.1% of parliamentarians, the highest for the country since the inaugural report in 2006. So in the recent year only, the women participation has increased. So it is a time to pass the women reservation bill, which will guarantee some seats for women at state legislature and also at parliament and also in parliament. Okay? Yes. This comes after the World Economic Forum recognized the need to enumerate women's participation in local government bodies in its gender gap report after the Indian government raised the issue. But see, this is wrong. Already, see, in the local self-governing bodies, we are having the reservation. See, performance of India's neighbor, Pakistan, 142. Bangladesh is better than us. And China, 107. Nepal, 116. Okay. Now, challenges for India. India has reached only 36.7% of parity in economic participation and opportunity. See, I told you just one important observation. Housewives and even in the villages, many women will participate in the agricultural work. They are not considered into the labor force. Even it is also reason. They will cook the food and they will go to the fields. And even those people are involved in lot of work in backyard farming and also, dairying. They will milk from, they will take milk from the animals, etc. But their work is not considered. Yes. While there had been an uptick in parity in wages and income, the share of women in senior positions and technical roles had dropped slightly since the last edition. The relatively low overall ranking on the health and survival sub-index are explained by skewed sex ratios at birth. I told you the child sex ratio in India is very bad. Who is Sylvester Da Kanha, my dear online students? Who is Sylvester Da Kanha? Because online students are faring better than the offline students. Yes, Swati Garu. The person who designed the logo or that Amul girl. You know Amul girl? Amul girl creator Sylvester Da Kanha's death. Amul girl. Chusara? Dekhe? And till today, all Amul products are good. Of course, I am not saying that other brands are not good. I will consume these Amul butter cheese. They are good. Yeah. Sylvester Da Kanha, the creator of the iconic Amul girl and utterly butterly. Yeah. Utterly butterly. Campaigns passed away. Amul paid tribute to him through a creative caricature featuring him and the Amul girl. See, sometimes such kind of things will attract the customers. Like earlier, we had Hutch. Wherever I go, I will come. I don't know whether it is correct or not. That small white babies, what you call in English? I could not remember that. Pugs. Yes. Lessons from Sylvester Da Kanha's life. Creating a memorable and iconic campaign can leave a lasting impact, no doubt in it. There are many such things. Like even on Nirma, you will have a girl, Nirma girl. Washing powder, Nirma. Washing powder, Nirma. Okay? Building trust and respect with clients is crucial for long-term success, no doubt in it. Long-term trust, not temporary trust building measures. Like many institutes will claim the fake ranks. If you go to the RTC crossroads, you can find the similar ranks in all institutions. And I don't know how they will take coaching in, a huge number of institutions. It is not possible. Starting from Delhi, starting from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, you can see the same ranks. And it is said that there are agencies which will provide rankers and they will arrange the meeting. Because we are having our branch there, I will see the same ranks which are displayed on the various hoardings. Yes. Embracing topical and relevant content can help connect with consumers, no doubt in it. What is this? Biden eats 10 principal Upanishads. Why it is in news? Biden eats. Who is eats? You want eats, sir? EATS? Yes, he was the author. And the book was handed over to Joe Biden by our Honorable Prime Minister of India in his US visit. So nobody is answering except Swati. So it is a burning topic. Okay? Yes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gifted US President Joe Biden a first edition print of the book, The 10 Principal Upanishads, 1937, during his visit to the White House. You know Upanishads? Upanishads condemn the sacrifices and rituals. They are part and parcel of the Vedic literature. What will come under the Vedic literature? What will come under the Vedic literature? Vedas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads. Both Aranyakas and Upanishads question the unnecessary sacrifices and rituals. Upanishads are termed as the knowledge womb or womb of knowledge. Okay? Okay. The book was translated from Sanskrit by Sri Purohit Swami, a scholar of Hindu scripture, and Irish poet W.B. Yeats. Yeats had a long life fascination with Indian philosophy and literature, and interest in the Upanishads led to the co-translation. The book is considered one of the best translations, aiming to retain the original text essence while being accessible to the general reader. And of course, we have discussed what is meant by Shruti, what is meant by Smriti. When you come to the Hindu scriptures, there are of two categories. One is Shruti, considered authoritative, includes the four Vedas, Yajurveda, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda, and accompanying texts. There are many books related to the Vedas. Brahmanas, Aranyakas, just now I told about the Upanishad. All will come under the Shruti literature. Generally, they are transmitted orally over a long period. What is Smriti? What is Smriti? They are also sometimes called as law books. The things which we have to follow. Less authoritative than Shruti. Derived from Shruti includes epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. Yes, Dharma Shastras, Puranas, and post-Vedic scriptures. Upanishads, also known as Vedanta, are important Hindu religious texts that speculate on the connection between Atma and Brahman or Sharira. Of course, but Upanishads will deal with the knowledge. The 10 principles of Upanishads, you may encounter this question in the coming examination. Please go through this kind of issues. Isha, Kena, Kata, Prasanna, Mundaka, Mandukya, Taitreya, Aitreya, all are these Upanishads. Even we have discussed which Upanishad is old. And even from Mundaka Upanishad, Satyameva Jayate is taken. From Mundaka Upanishad, we have taken the Satyameva Jayate. Yes. And ashramas of life were mentioned in Chandogya Upanishad and Jabala Upanishad, which we have discussed in our routine classes. Definitely, you will get one question from this issue. About Yeats, William Butler Yeats was an Irish poet, dramatist, writer, and politician, one of the foremost figures of 20th century. He was a driving force behind the Irish literary revival. W.B. Yeats' connection to India can be seen through his friendship with Rabindranath Tagore and his earlier poems inspired by India. Yeats wrote 3 poems published in 1889 that refer to India. The India to his love. You may get this question, not that which the book Modi gave to the Biden. The Indian Upon God, Anushuya and Vijaya, 3 books. Now, Ambedkar's London House. Why it is in news? Ambedkar London House is a place where Ambedkar resided there. Government of India wanted to take the responsibility and management of that house and wanted to create a museum and wanted to appoint a officer from India to look after such things. Okay? It is the reason why it is the news. And you know, Ambedkar is termed as modern Manu, and Ambedkar played a instrumental role in codifying our constitution, which is unique compared to the constitutions of the other countries. Yes, the Maharashtra government in India is planning to grant permission to the central government to assume control of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's former residence in India, which has been converted into a museum. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar lived in the house during 1921-22. The Ministry of External Affairs has expressed its desire to take over the museum and transform it into an autonomous unit. The central government intends to enhance the museum's operation and establish it as an autonomous unit. Of course, he is a great person, no doubt in it. The current maintenance of the property is funded by the Maharashtra government through the High Commission of India. The property was purchased by the Maharashtra government in 2015 to preserve it as a historically important monument. Great thing done by the Maharashtra government. And great thing, just to recollect, and he was having doctorates in many streams, and led the Mahat Satyagraha in 1927 against Hindus, and he is the person who participated in all 3 roundtable conferences, and he concluded Pune Pact, and Pune Pact was signed between Ambedkar and who was the other person? Who was the other person who signed Pune Pact along with Ambedkar? Anybody? Aparna Manoj. It is Madan Mohan Malaviya. Pune Pact between Ambedkar and Madan Mohan Malaviya. Madan Mohan Malaviya. We have discussed in our routine classes. Yes. Bindu is correct. Varsha is correct. Okay. See, don't get confused in such kind of things. You are seniors. If you lose 4 or 5 marks and again you will come out of the examination all crying. Okay. Yes. Okay. And even he was the labor member in the Executive Council of Viceroy in 1942. And chairman of Drafting Commission, and he supported the parliamentary form of government, and even he termed Article 32 as the soul of constitution, which guarantees the fundamental rights. And he is the first law minister of independent India in 1947. And he opposed the special status to Jammu and Kashmir by Article 370. He supported uniform civil code and resigned in frustration in 1951 after the withdrawal of the Hindu Code Bill. Yes, before Indian Parliament was formed, he resigned. And in 1956, he converted to Buddhism, and his death is observed as Mahaparinirvan Divas. Try to remember. His death is observed as Mahaparinirvan Divas. And many books, The Annihilation of Caste, Buddha and Karl Marx, The Untouchables, What Congress and Gandhi Have Done to the Untouchables, Pakistan or the Partition of India, The Rise and Fall of Hindu Women Who Were Shudras. Of course, routine classes we have discussed this. And his journals, Mukh Nayak, 1920, Bahishkrut Bharat, Samata, Janata, organizations, Bahishkrut Hitkarni Sabha, founded Independent Labour Party, Scheduled Caste Federation. Of course, don't worry, I will forward this PDF. Posthumously awarded the Bharat Ratna in 1991. I am very sorry to say that the works of Ambedkar were recognized very late, because when the award Bharat Ratna was constituted, 1954, only on 2 occasions that awards were stopped. So 1954, 1991, there is a huge gap, because many top leaders seem that they have not liked the Ambedkar attitude, which is good. Yes. Now even Modi also handed over the Queen a lab-grown diamond, which is developed in a Surat lab. And when you come to the lab-grown diamond, they are 20% cheaper to the natural diamonds. Okay. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gifted a 7.5 carat lab-grown. Whether in this sense, carat is used as a unit of weight or purity. In this sense, I am asking you whether the carat is used as a unit of weight or purity, my dear students. Bhagavati gone, Madhavi gone, Himabindu gone, and another gone, many gone, only Swati correct. In this sense, it is weight, whereas in the sense of gold, it is purity. I told in the last class also, Bureau of Indian Standards. Hallmark, 24 carat, 22 carat, 91.8 kdm, etc. Purity, carat is used as a term for purity for gold and weight for diamond. See, many people, they are not answering in a fair manner. Okay? Yes. To US First Lady Jill Biden during his, of course, not Queen, extremely sorry, 7.5 carat lab-grown diamond to US First Lady, not Queen, Jill Biden during his state visit. The diamond was manufactured in a Surat factory in Gujarat, using a process that replicates the formation of natural diamonds beneath the Earth's surface. India is a leading player in growing lab-grown diamonds, with exports reaching 1.67 billion. They are more affordable. They are 20% cheaper than they are naturally formed. Okay. Overall, India accounts for 5% of global production of lab-grown diamonds. So it is the process. 90% world's diamonds are polishing capital in Surat. World's diamonds polishing capital. Surat is called as world's diamond polishing capital. Very nice facts. It is just metamorphism. Graphite is converted to the diamond. You know, coal metamorphism is graphite. Graphite metamorphic form is the diamond. And this is researchers from NIT Varangal and Prime Textiles with support of Imprint have developed a low-cost and eco-friendly technology to treat textile wastewater. Of course, it is not a great current issue, but still you can remember. Now, why Gangotri National Park is in news? Because Gangotri National Park in Uttarakhand has decided to transfer approximately 50 hectares of land to the army and Indo-Tibetan border police for development of new bunkers and borders outposts near the line of actual control. Okay? And established in 1989 in Uttarkashi, it is located in the upper catchment of the Bhagirathi River and includes Gaumik at Gangotri Glacier. Okay? Yes. Yes, this is all about today's current affairs. I will forward you the PDF. Thank you. Thanks a lot for kind cooperation.